إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. My dear brothers and sisters, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after having prayed this prayer for having granted us the opportunity to fast the month of Ramadan. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us, our family and our friends. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept every ibadah, those that we did in public and those that we did in private. As you can see, this is my khutbah. And so I will not keep you very long, I promise. But what is important for us to realize and to ask ourselves is that what have we learned from this month? The month of Ramadan has taught us many lessons. And I wish to share some of those lessons that I myself have learned, that perhaps it will be of benefit to you and to all of us, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The first of these lessons that we learn is that the Quran is the foundation of our lives as Muslims. The Quran is the guide. The Quran is the source of our law. The Quran is the source of our, contentment and happiness in this world. If you look at one verse, one ayah that we have heard over and over from before the month started throughout the month, and we will continue to hear it for a few more weeks. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed upon you as it has been prescribed upon those before you. For what reason? So that you may attain taqwa. But we took this ayah and we implemented it. We took it as the foundation of our soul. This ayah became the reason why we fasted the entire month of Ramadan. Imagine we were to take every ayah with the same kind of determination, with the same kind of vigor as we took this ayah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ, and establish your prayer, you will find us praying 5 times a day. We will be there in the masjid even before the adhan is given, because we are going to use the Quran as our guide. وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةِ. Many of you, alhamdulillah, have paid your zakah in the month of Ramadan, and you have paid your Eid-ul-Fitr. Why have you done so? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders it in the Quran. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اجْتَنِبُوا كَثِيرًا مِنَ الظَّنِّ. O you who believe, avoid excessive suspicion. Don't be overly suspicious of your brothers and your sisters. Avoid it. We say, Ya Allah, sami'na wa ata'na. We hear and we obey. We are going to give our brothers and our sisters the benefit of the doubt. وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. And do not spy on one another. We say, we hear and we obey. Because the Quran, as we have learned in the month of Ramadan, is the foundation and the source of our laws, of our akhlaq, our character, of our transactions, the way we do business. It is the foundation of all of this. We learned it in the month of Ramadan, and we saw for ourselves how eager we were to read it. Let the Quran not only be something that you read in the month of Ramadan, but something that you read throughout the year. The companions of the Prophet ﷺ, following his example, would spend the nights in ibadah, like you did in the month of Ramadan. They would stand and they would read the Quran. And some of you might say, as shaitan whispers into our hearts and our minds, hey, but you haven't memorized much of the Quran. Let me tell you something. There are many stories from the Sahaba, the Tabi'een, and the scholars after them, that they would spend their entire night just reading one ayah. One ayah that affected the heart. One ayah that made them cry for the sake of Allah. One ayah. Not one juz, not Surah Al-Baqarah, not reading like the Prophet ﷺ, which obviously we want to attain. But if there's one ayah or two or one short surah that has a profound effect on your heart, then you can spend the whole night, Allahu Akbar. There's one ayah that affects me in Surah Al-Qaf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَوْمَ نَقُولُ لِجَهَنَّمَ هَلِ امْتَلَأْتِ وَتَقُولُ هَلْ مِن مَزِيدٍ. On that day, we will say to Jahannam, have you been filled yet? And Jahannam will reply, are there any more? That ayah touches my heart. And I know that there are ayat in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that affects your heart. Which brings me to the last point regarding the Quran. We as Muslims owe it to ourselves and our relationship with the book of Allah and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we learn the language of the Quran, the Arabic, and that we strive as much as possible to understand the book of Allah, even if it be in the translation. Attending classes of tafsir and tadabbur, as they call them here in Malaysia, and trying to learn as much as possible. Because if the Quran is going to be a guide, then we need to understand the guide. How many of us look at a very detailed map and we don't understand anything? We don't know how a compass works. We don't know what the scale at the bottom of the map means. The Quran is like that for us now. It's just it's a map that we don't understand. So let us make the Quran something that we can easily navigate by learning as much about it as possible. Number two, the second lesson that we learned is that the Sunnah is our guide. The Prophet ﷺ said, تَسَحَّرُوا فَإِنَّ فِي السُّحُورِ بَرَكَةً. Have suhoor, because in it is barakah. And how many of us miss suhoor in the month of Ramadan? MashaAllah, we set those alarm clocks early. We made sure that we woke up at least 30 minutes before the adhan of Fajr. And we were very upset if we woke up after the salah, after the adhan, and we blamed our roommates and our wives and our husbands and our children for not having woken us up. Why? Because you wanted to practice that sunnah. So, as we have shown an eagerness to follow the Prophet ﷺ in suhoor, and for iftar, and for qiyamul layl and tarawih, and for giving in the month of Ramadan, and every other thing that the Prophet taught, being generous is another example of this. Let us strive to make the sunnah our guide in every other aspect of our lives. Every other aspect. When it comes to our families, the Prophet said that he is the best. I'm the best amongst you to his family. The best of you is the one who's the best to his family, and I am the best to his family. Imagine the Prophet ﷺ is on the minbar, and he sees his grandsons, they are crawling in front of him while he's giving the khutbah. Many of us, when we are at work, or we are in our offices at home, and we are busy with what is important, in quotation marks, and our children bother us, and our children annoy us, we don't speak to them and we don't react as the Prophet reacted. What did he do, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? He stepped down from the minbar and he picked up his grandson, and then he went back onto the minbar and continued to give the khutbah while holding his grandson. He didn't say, where is my daughter? Why doesn't she come and fetch, this child? I'm working here, I'm doing da'wah, I'm doing the responsibility, and I'm fulfilling the responsibility which Allah has given me. And he is the Prophet of Allah. So whether you are a CEO or whether you are the Prime Minister of a country, you owe it to yourself and to your family to deal with them as the Prophet ﷺ dealt with his family. And there are so many other aspects of the sunnah that we can talk about. But I would like you to make a sincere intention now and make a dua today and say, Ya Allah, as you have guided me to practice the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ in the month of Ramadan, Ya Allah, I ask you that you guide me to the sunnah throughout the year, throughout my life. And oh Allah, make me of those people that will meet the Prophet of Allah ﷺ on the Day of Judgment and be welcome to drink from his pond. A pond that if you drink from it, you will never ever go thirsty again. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to resurrect us with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Why do I make this dua? Because the Prophet said, you will be resurrected with those you love, and the more of the sunnah we know, practice, and call to, the closer this reality will be. The third lesson is that ibadah is sweet. Ibadah is a sweet practice. The Prophet ﷺ used to find comfort in his ibadah. And where did we find comfort? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And that date, in fact, the date was already in our fingers, was it not? We didn't even wait for the adhan. We were sitting like, this was here. We just needed to hear it. And so we tasted it. And the Prophet ﷺ says that for the fasting person, there are two times in which he will be happy. The first is when he breaks his fast. And I've never seen, and I'm in my 30s, I've never seen throughout my life a person who was depressed at the time of iftar. So the Prophet ﷺ has spoken the truth because he is as-sadiq al-masduq. The second time that you will be happy is when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you will enjoy the fact that you fasted the month of Ramadan. You will enjoy that you prayed 5 times a day. You will enjoy that you paid your zakah. You will enjoy the fact that even though there were all these temptations around you, you refrained from falling into them because you knew that it would please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like that man who says when a beautiful woman invites him to fornication or adultery, he says, Inni akhafullah. And that statement and that action of his or hers is an ibadah. So staying away from that which displeases Allah for the sake of Allah is also an ibadah, and you will taste the sweetness of that year and in the year after. Number 4, the fourth lesson is that sabr is the key. In the month of Ramadan, it wasn't easy. We fasted for more than 13 hours. It was hot, it was humid. But we showed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala our determination and our perseverance. And alhamdulillah, we made it. And so the rest of our lives should be patiently persevering until we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And never giving up, no matter the circumstances and no matter how difficult. So sabr is so important that we learned this lesson in the month of Ramadan. We never gave up. Even at 6 p.m., when we were starving and we were thirsty and we were exhausted, we continued. And so the rest of our lives should also be striving every single day for the sake of Allah and never giving up. Number 5, taqwa is the goal of the fasting of the month of Ramadan, and it is something that we should aspire to all the time. And I'll share with you something that I've always found profound, and it has, benefited me so much. What is taqwa? Taqwa is to do what Allah has commanded you to do. Having knowledge and hoping for the reward of Allah. And it is to refrain from what Allah has prohibited you to do upon knowledge, fearing the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Live your entire life like this. Learn as much as you can. Do as much as you can. Stay away from what you know will earn you the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you have achieved taqwa. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us to be of those who have attained it in this month. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات وذكر الحكيم. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله حمدا لا ينفد أفضل ما ينبغي أن يحمد وصلى الله وسلم على أفضل المصطفين محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تعبد. The last of these lessons is something that I'm sure that every one of us would like, and we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us this, and that is istiqamah, steadfastness upon the ibadah and upon the feeling that we have right now, this iman that is high, this feeling that we want to continue to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my advice to you is the advice of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, أَحَبُّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّ. The most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are those that you do consistently, even if they are small. So if you were reading 1 or 2 juz of the Quran every single day in Ramadan, I implore you and I advise myself and you that you continue to read the Quran every day, even if it's only 5 or 10 verses. That after Fajr every morning you will read just a few. If you were giving sadaqah every day, continue to give sadaqah. If you were keeping good family ties with your family, continue to send them WhatsApp messages. Call them on Skype. Keep those family ties. Many of you are not, residents of Malaysia or citizens. Many of you are students, in fact most of you, and many of you are going to go back to your countries. Wallahi, there's the perfect opportunity for you to keep those family ties with your parents and your aunts and your uncles and your cousins. So that after a few years, when you go back to your country, alhamdulillah, it's as if you never left. And you did so hoping to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my dear brothers and sisters, these are but a few of the lessons that the month of Ramadan taught us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accepts from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the Quran our guide. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam beloved to us. On this day of Eid, we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alleviates the suffering of our brothers and sisters around the world, wherever they may be. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them a joyous and happy Eid like we are enjoying. An Eid of safety and security. An Eid of abundance. Alhamdulillah, I want you, when you leave here and you enjoy your breakfast and your lunch, I want you to think about those Muslims who will not enjoy what you are having now. Those Muslims around the world who barely had enough to eat yesterday, never mind today. Those people who don't know if today will be the day in which they die and they'll have to bury their family members. So thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this ni'mah that He has bestowed upon you. For wallahi, it is a ni'mah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this day to reward our spouses. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward my wife. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you all wives. Many of you I know are single. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you beautiful, pious wives that are the coolness of your eyes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward our fathers and our mothers. My father said something amazing on Friday, which I never thought about before. He said that a few hundred years ago, many of the people, our forefathers and ancestors in Cape Town, South Africa, they came from Indonesia and places like Malacca, Malaysia, and they were brought as political prisoners as slaves. And they kept their religion, even though Islam was banned by the Dutch. Even though the British suppressed the building of masajid and even having a graveyard specifically for the Muslims. But here I am, standing in Malaysia, giving a khutbah after more than 300 years and more than 300 years ago. My ancestors were taken in shackles to Cape Town. That is a ni'mah. And if you were to think about your own heritage, where you are right now, that is something to be thankful for as well. We thank our teachers and we thank all of those who had a hand in guiding us and teaching us and having patience with us. Allahumma a'izz al-Islam wa ansur al-Muslimin. Allahumma a'izz al-Islam wa ansur al-Muslimin. Allahumma a'izz al-Islam wa ansur al-Muslimin. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Oh Allah, we ask you to continue to shower us with your blessings. Oh Allah, grant us to be of those that will meet the prophets on the day of judgment. and they will welcome us and say that the Prophet ﷺ will say, this is my ummah. Ya Allah, grant us that honor and grant us the companionship of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Jannah. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات وذكر الحكيم. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.